Oh, are we going to mention that this is the second time we're doing this?
No, let's not.
We're not going to peek behind the curtain.
No, let's just pretend that this is the first time we've ever spoken.
Okay. Should I have watched it again, do you think?
Welcome wherever you are to hostsBen, the episode-by-episode look at the American sitcom Alf with me, Ben Baker.
And me, John Matthews.
I don't know if you know, but there's someone else in the room, John.
Is there?
There's another person here.
I don't like it.
I know, it's worrying me. They keep wandering in.
I don't know what to do then. You're in charge. You sort it out.
Well, I tell you what, let's just talk a load of stuff about Alf at them and see if it upsets them like everybody else.
Good plan.
You know them online as bookers. We know them, well, also as bookers, but her whaling license reads Nina Buckley, and her biggest catch, being dead funny and that on the internet. Hello, Nina.
Hello, fellas, you all right?
Marvellous.
Now, unlike most of our guests who've had to be dragged kicking and screaming to view the adventures of the boy somewhere, you've actually surprised us by being a fan in advance.
Yeah, love Alf. Big Alf fan.
Has this come from childhood?
Oh, yeah.
Is it recent?
Yeah, well, yeah, since I was a kid, absolutely loved him. I had an Alf lunchbox. So, I know. I also didn't have many friends, but I had an Alf lunchbox, so that was fine.
I know which I would prefer of the two.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. What was the depiction on the Alf lunchbox? What was the illustration? So we'll get a picture up for the fans on the socials.
I think it was Alf eating lunch.
That would work.
Yeah.
Recursive.
Like a big sort of Scooby-Doo sort of sandwich that maybe had a cat in it. I don't know.
I was going to say, did it have a cat in it? Yeah, so we basically we have a list of people we wanted to speak to, and you were one of them. And then we found out you liked Alf, and it was like, we should have known this before. All Twitter, well, not Twitter now, Blue Sky, places where racists congregate anywhere. Wherever they are, we'll go somewhere else, and you must put, I am Alf say. Therefore, that we can look at your profile instantly and go, they're fine, we can invite them on. We don't have to have that awkward conversation of, do you remember this 80s sitcom?
Yeah, it's not what you lead a conversation with, is it really?
Well, it is with us, I'm afraid.
I just assumed that everybody of a certain age or from a certain time would be a fan. I'm horrified to find out that people have either never heard of him or don't like him. They just don't like it, and I don't understand why.
I can't counter that negativity. I just can't. So has this come up before? Have you actually spoken about Alf to other people and they've kind of looked at you, gone out?
Yeah, so I got my housemate into it a few years ago because all the episodes are on YouTube. Well, most of the episodes are on YouTube. So we started watching them and he absolutely loved it. And he'd heard of it, but he'd never seen it before, when he was a kid. But I think is it something to do with regional programming? So he's from Kent. So maybe that's...
There was some very confusing scheduling around the regions of Great Britain.
Yeah.
Where it bounced around the schedules from Friday evenings, Friday afternoons to Sunday lunchtimes and things. And but it feels like there's so many references to Alf over the years, such as the Alf Pogs and the Simpsons, that you think it's more popular than it actually is.
We have to come together to tell the people. We have to spread the word. What's a slogan?
For the good of your Alf.
Good. There you go, you see.
There you see. That's why they get professional humorists on. Someone actually funny. You see, he makes such a difference. So, unfortunately, we have to talk about an episode of Alf called, in America, where it aired on February 22nd, 1988, We Gotta Get Out of This Place. But in Germany...
because I'm making my way through the German DVDs, because up until recently, they were the best source of the episodes. It is called Die Untermieter... Hang on. Die Untermieterin. Now, our German listeners will be able to improve on that, because we have German listeners now.
We do.
Ladies and gentlemen. And that means the subtenant.
Oh, right, okay.
When this aired, originally in America, it got 18.2 million viewers, putting it 13th of the week between Night Court and the Golden Girls. It was only kept from the top 10 by 5 Winter Olympic broadcasts. The snowy bastards. And I'm curious, what do you think Alf's Olympic strength would be if you had to put him in some sort of competition? What would it be?
Shot put.
Well, obviously, he's a weightlifter because he's a stocky build, he's short, he's got big arms and very hefty hooves, ladies and gentlemen.
It's always the hooves.
And he can force the weights up into the sky from his core range.
Yeah. Of course, alpine yodeling is not an Olympic strength.
Yet.
Yet, is fair. Right, so this was directed by Gary Shimakawa, who's done most of this series, and written by Marjorie Gross, who only wrote one episode of Alf. But looking at her IMDb, she brought some brilliant shows, including Newhart, Get a Life, Larry Sanders, and Seinfeld over the next few years, before dying ridiculously too young in 1996. And this is a really funny script.
There's a lot of jokes in it. I mean, it's a comedy show, so there should be jokes in it, but it feels like almost every line is a feed line to a punchline. It's very very efficient with the gags in this episode.
Gag heavy,
yeah.
So we open this episode with that natural, near common sight that we see every week of Alf and Willie playing chess. We always see it. And at this point, let's get Willie's wardrobe out of the way up front. How would you describe what Willie was wearing?
Is it black or grey or greige or some sort of muted autumnal tone of misery?
I mean, that could be any episode, really, couldn't it? It was his cosy cardi and plaid combo that he loves so much.
Yeah. Has he got leather patches?
He says he got leather pants on. I'm like, maybe. Maybe that's how he got through the episodes.
Willie has got leather patches on every item of clothing he owns, including his underpants.
Especially his underpants. So the phone rings as Alf cheats at chess, and Willie seems unfazed when it's a call for Alf. Like, he doesn't go, why is someone ringing for the alien? Who is it?
Well, it must be Jody, shrieks Alf, i.e. that woman he met once a year ago and has not mentioned since, having abandoned her to live alone.
Yeah, the Jodemeister. One of my favourite characters, actually.
Which is impressive, because again, this is only her second appearance.
Yeah, she made such an impression on me the first time, though.
Well, she would, because she's bloody blind. And how many of them can you say that you get in a sitcom?
And also the most patient person in any TV show that I've ever seen.
Very true, yeah. Actually, I've met Jodie before, but we get more. So she's more rounded in this episode, definitely. Mm-hmm. And she's dangerously real for a sitcom, isn't she?
Yeah.
The actress doesn't seem to have done a great deal. She seemed to have been like a showrunner or a runner on Alf or something like that. But she's puts more into this character than a lot of the guest stars have. She imbues the character with more, should we say, character.
That's a good word for it, yeah.
And it's a very 3D sort of performance.
Is she actually blind in real life?
No. She's not.
Wow.
No, she's not, and she does play it very well, doesn't she?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's basically, you can, if no one's seen this episode in advance, basically you've got Alf and you've got a blind person. What antics are going to occur? Well, we'll find out soon enough, as she needs a place to stay for a while as she's being chucked out, and Alf, being the good guy that he is, invites her to stay there, despite Willie's best charades to indicate this is not okay.
And their one golden rule.
Which is?
Never date a man with a van.
It's a good rule. It's a good rule.
It's a good rule.
It's a good rule.
It's a good rule.
I once dated a man with a van.
Oh.
He took me to Birmingham Airport to watch the planes take off in the van.
I've been to Birmingham Airport to watch the planes take off.
Was it like Wayne's World? You know, where they on the boat? Did you lay out on the front of the van? You know?
No, we just sat in the van and watched the planes take off.
I've done that as well. My grandparents lived in Yardley, and we used to drive up. We used to drive up to the airport, Birmingham Airport, and it was a fun thing to do. There's a specific viewing platform. It was a worthwhile pastime.
Was it with a man in a van though?
No, it was my granddad in his Ford Escort Mark 1.
That's a weird date then. Is he still with us?
He's not in here, no.
Oh, I'm going to say good. Weirdo. Anyway, they have a slogan at the Tanner's house, which is,
Welcome. It's on the map.
Which leads to an excellent joke.
Because the mat outside actually says,
wipe your feet.
but it's all right, Jody's blind. She'll never know.
Excellent. Very good, very good.
Right.
I mean,
So at this point, Willie goes, don't you think you should have checked with us? And Alf just deconstructs the entire format. He just says, well, this.
What for? We'd banter back and forth. You'd do that frustrated head-rubbing thing. And then you'd give in. This way we're spared all of that.
there's a few of these little mini meta references in this episode that the writers put in. I marked that down as meta reference number 1.
It kind of is, yeah.
That Max Wright rubs his head a lot. I'll get to the next one in a minute.
Because in the previous episode, we had Alf doing a recap at the start of it, and it was like, isn't it interesting Alf never talks to camera? Like, it would be something you would imagine Alf doing a lot of fourth wall breaking, couldn't you?
What would he do? Like a sort of rundown at the end of the show, like Jerry Springer, or, the lesson for today, or what would it be? Recipes or something?
I would like that. Alf's thought for the day.
Alf's morals.
Do they exist?
Yeah, I think he's got really strong morals, actually. Everything he does is always with kindness or eating cats in mind. And he's just he's being a good guy, I think.
He is.
He's just trying to live his life. He's just trying to exist.
Yeah, I mean, he dresses up as Broccoli for Brian's school play.
We don't bring that up. It's a bad memory. It's not good.
Is it? Oh no, you're asparagus. Sorry, I do apologise.
No,
he was going to hotwire a car to get there.
It's fair. Imagine if we were hotwiring a van to go see Birmingham Airport planes going in.
Then I would date him. I would date that Alf.
You'd date him anyway.
I would actually.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah, I find him very attractive.
Is it the snout?
It's the 4 teeth, really, that do it for me.
To be fair, I thought you were going to say the smell, because again, we always ask as guests, what do you think Alf smells like?
Vosine. He smells of Vosine.
Yeah, like specialist shampoo.
Yeah.
I'll add it to the list.
Okay.
Do you think that's because he drinks Vosine?
I don't know. I think he does like to take care of himself. I think it's a sort of misconception, really, that he doesn't wash or anything. He sleeps in the laundry as well, so I think he likes to sort of smell nice.
You shouldn't have invited a guest without asking us.
Would you rather I dated a boy with a van?
So, yeah, this is an episode, basically, where Jody is going to stay. The Tanners aren't too keen on it to begin with, but they go along because, well, basically, like Lynn is the heart of the Tanners, isn't she? She's kind of like she's basically one who says, she's in need, come on. And because, we don't listen to Alf, who's the anus of the Tanner family.
Yeah, that's it. They're having a sort of a family debate without Brian involved, of course, around the table, as to whether they should let the blind, lonely, homeless woman come and stay with. And it takes a surprisingly long time for them to say, yes, we should let the lonely, blind, homeless woman come and stay with us.
And Lynn's the person who got them both together in the first place, isn't she? She took Alf round to the Jodemeister's place after they'd met on it was a radio show, wasn't it? Or...
Yeah.
Yes, it was. There was another meta reference while we sat around the table. I can't remember why it cropped up, but it was Alf saying, "Oh, we should get Alf's an alien printed on T-shirts" or something like that. Like they're always saying, don't mention Alf's an alien, that kind of thing. And they were sort of referencing the repetitive nature of the show in the script, which again I thought was the comedy chops of the writer slightly higher than normal.
Obviously, like, Jodie doesn't know Alf's an alien. She just, I don't know what she thinks he is. Just a small, hairy man. It smells of Vosine. Because basically Alf thinks they get on because they're both very shy. And they find that quite ridiculous, the idea. But what are Melmacians who are outgoing?
They're a planet of game show hosts.
Which, can you imagine?
Although I would like to say Alf hosting a game show.
I'm surprised he hasn't, because he did a chat show. No, and he was on, was it Hollywood Squares that we watched on the Patreon? Didn't he host one? Didn't we find out he'd hosted one, like on April 1st or something? I'm sure Alf has hosted but he never had his own.
We'll investigate this a little bit more then, because I feel there's content to be extracted from Alf hosting.
Oh, we're all about content.
I'm not content.
I've never been content, not since we started this bloody podcast. So, we've changed scene, and what has Alf done to help Jodie's integration into the Tanner home?
Well, he's moved all of the furniture into one side of the room, hasn't he, so that she doesn't trip over it. But Kate reminds him that she actually had furniture in her old apartment, so I think she'll be fine.
Jody lived in an apartment. Jody had furniture. Jody walked around the furniture.
See Jody. See Jody run. Run, Jody. Run.
See the furniture. See the alien move the furniture back. Move, alien. Move.
So, got a nice Willie's wardrobe here.
Oh.
Willie is wearing his moleskin suit for some reason. Perhaps it's because, Jodie's blind and she'll probably be touchy-feely more than normal people, so she'll want something nice and soft to sort of stroke.
So he wants to give the image of a mole, a human mole, which he sort of is, let's be honest.
It's fine, yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
She's already charmed him by calling him the patriarch of the family, so...
That was my third meta reference, the patriarch, because that sounds like the sort of thing they put in the press releases. Or we printed the TV Times interview. Willie, the patriarch of the Tanner family.
Yeah. So Jodie arrives dressed as a toiletries bag that your nan took to hospital. It's a lot of peach and stuff, and says she calls Willie the patriarch of the Tanner clan. And Alf is being a bit of an arsehole. He's showing off, when the mate comes round, that kind of thing. I don't know if you did it as kids. I definitely did. And still continue to.
I don't have any friends.
Oh no, I mean when I was young, when people didn't know me better.
I did pile all this furniture up every time somebody came round.
I mean,
We didn't have any furniture.
Yeah, well, that's just it. It would have been sad if he'd piled up all that furniture and no one was interested, So it's like, you've got to do it for a reason. So, yeah, she's not going to stay for long, is she?
He said he made a good joke, didn't he? He said, "Actually, I asked her to stay forever, and I was going to break it to you a month at a time."
Which is a good way of doing things. Yeah, definitely.
There's a nice little Brian moment.
You don't hear that very often, do you, listeners?
I don't believe you.
But no, it is because he's watching out for Jodie to arrive out the front. He's obviously in the front garden or something. He runs in the house, shuts the door behind him, and says, "I think Jodie's here," thus having shut her out so she doesn't know which house to come to.
Oh, we didn't kill him. We didn't kill him. But we do pick up the action 2 weeks later. How do we know this? Because it says on screen 2 weeks later. And what game are Alf and Jodie playing as we cut to this scene?
Guess the cheese.
Yes, then it's the cheese, and they genuinely seem to be enjoying each other's company as well.
Yeah,
they are friends, and it comes across extraordinarily well that they are pals and having a whale of a time, ladies and gentlemen, a whale of a time.
She's so patient. She really is the most patient person. I'm not sure after 2 weeks of spending full 2 weeks with somebody, if they suggested playing Guess the Cheese, I think it would send me over the edge, to be honest.
I'd previously said that my favourite joke in Alf of all time was that one about the King of France a few weeks ago. But this joke that usurps them all. Now, please, Mr. Baker, would you paste in the clip?
It would be my honour.
Alf, why are there little cheese dots in the living room?
Well, I've never heard that term before, but I think those are your children.
Then Kate comes in, asks why the paper was thrown in the trash, and Alf has this brilliant defence, which is,
I don't know. Ask Kate.
I am Kate.
I was hoping I'd confuse you and you'd forget the question. Brilliant. Love it.
Which is so Simpsons, isn't it? That's just literally something that Homer would do to Marge.
Yes.
Excellent point. And this is the influence of Al Jean and Mike Rice, the current season 2 Alf showrunners who went on to The Simpsons in the Imperial phase, quite frankly. Bona fide geniuses, Al Jean and Mike Rice, who were trying to get on the podcast. So everybody saying nice things.
We'd say it anyway. We would say it anyway.
But
if it helps.
If it helps, Mike, you're a genius.
Yeah.
I have a pop culture reference to throw in here. It's quite an obscure one, ladies and gentlemen. It won't take long. But there's been these weird own-brand cans of pop that have been floating around the show.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been trying to work out what they are, and you get a really clear view of them.
And they look
week.
so delicious.
They are Shasta brand cola, and they've put like an owner D over the ast bit, so it says says soda instead of Shasta.
Soda.
And when you look at it carefully, it's a really half-assed and slapdash job.
It's really badly done.
That's not necessarily the full pop culture reference. The point is that Shasta Cola, in the early 1980s, the brand was expanding nationally and increased their advertising spending. And in 1983, the company's ad agency hired Ministry frontman Al Jorgensen, at the time a rising synth-pop musician, to write and perform a jingle for the commercial. So Al Jorgensen from Ministry,
the filth pig himself,
began his career doing this jingle, which, Mr. Baker, would you please play?
Don't give me that so soda, that same old cola. I wanna rock and roll. I wanna taste pizzazz, all the great days that the past. I wanna
Shasta makes diet pop with more flavors, more jazz, more taste pizzazz.
So yeah, a bit of a sidebar there, but you know,
is it still going? Is it still a thing?
I believe it is. Yeah.
We need. Well, this is it. That's the next thing. We need a taste test. We need to think like Alf, drink like Alf.
And do they only make it in America?
I believe it is an American-only brand, whether it's imported into those weird Oxford Street American sweet shops.
We're not allowed to import things from America now, are we, anymore? Or Donald Trump will fall off his chair.
Somehow, somewhere, somewhence, we will get some Shasta Cola.
Somehow.
And the Patreon viewers will watch us drink it.
Oh, I would pay for that.
So basically Alf doesn't want Jody to move out, and he's been hiding the paper and stuff and interfering. And that's kind of the theme of this episode. Alf is really, he doesn't want her to go, and he's kind of Alf-splaining. Wait, that's a phrase. I understand the title now.
It's about bloody time.
I get it now. Alf says they know nothing of the plight of blind people.
And you do?
Yes. The other day I locked myself in the closet. Being blind is very dusty and smells like boots.
And so they have this bit of back and forth, and Alf says, fine, think what thou willst. And Willie goes, whilst? And again, it's just like, he proves what a different sitcom this is. But basically, Alf doesn't want her to go, and he says if she goes, he goes. And they go, no, as if, what? And he says, are you implying I'm some sort of housebound dilettante? And Willie goes, no. Well, yes. Brilliant. The condo's available. So Alf and Jody are off to the new condo, and Alf announces his departure to who?
Everybody.
Lucky the cat.
He's never seen a cat smile.
Yeah, but then as he leaves, he's left them a message. He just leaves without saying goodbye.
It's a letter with the words to Breaking Up Is Hard to Do by Neil Sedaka.
Which is my most impenetrable pop culture reference of the week. Not so much the Breaking Up Is Hard to Do, which is the Neil Sedaka version, but just looking at over here, apparently that wasn't the biggest hit of it over here. The Partridge Family took it to number 3 in the UK. So you see, it's all connected, it's all TV.
I found it quite interesting. It was Brian who knew what the lyrics were, and the two adults just did not twig at all what it was. He loves Neil Sedaka, and who doesn't?
He sits around a lot listening to oldies radio. We cut to the new condo, and Al, for some reason, has decided to dress like one of Big Country, with a big old plaid shirt on, and he's struggling with Braille.
Yes, he's picked up a big Braille book, and he thinks it's a dot-to-dot book, so he starts doing the dot-to-dots. And it turns out to be spaghetti.
He's very nervous. Jody comes in, and he says, "Hi, groceries." Hi, Jody, and it's just like, oh, bless him. He's very sweet, and I think he has to be for this situation because, Jody's about to bring up, you're not after your hole, are you? We're just pals. And he doesn't understand this straight over his head.
She says something, you're not going to try anything funny, are you? And Alf imagines spraying whipped cream into her shoes and starts chuckling to himself like Buckley. And it's a very sweet moment.
She doesn't say, "Are you after your hole?" I do apologise. That was just me paraphrasing.
There's absolutely no shagging him, is there? There's no, he's just not sexy at all in that way. He just doesn't think that way.
No.
Well, was it 2 episodes ago when he said he wanted a woman, species not important?
But you can't rely on Alf's testimony. Do you think you could live with Alf? Genuine. Do you think you could live with Alf? Like a housemate situation?
Yeah, I'd like to. Yeah, I mean, I would love to think so, but no, I would probably end up killing him.
No. We all do that, don't we? We all think we're more tolerant than we are.
Yeah.
Caring, but then after about a week, it's like, fuck off.
Yeah, and also, I really love him, but he's impossible.
You wouldn't want him too much. You need him in small doses for the impact of his wise-cracking nature. If he was cracking wise 24 hours a day whilst you were trying to sleep or have a bath or whatever, you'd get sick of it. But him cracking wise for 24 minutes once a week, that's the perfect amount.
Yeah. I'd hate to come home and all my furniture be like shoved up one side of the living room.
You're saying you'd hate that?
Yeah.
Right,
I'd hate that.
I won't do that.
Does not want to. Okay, right. That's it. It's on your Wikipedia page now that we've put that in. This is just basically all about Alf. He's been a little bit patronising to Jody, saying he's going to care for her and all this stuff. And it's all very innocent and what have you. But you can see he's doing her head in. And what is Alf doing when the next scene starts?
Speed bumps. He's putting speed bumps.
Yeah.
We don't see the speed bumps, viewers, but they sort of get referenced off screen many times. Each time it's funnier than the last, and I rather enjoyed them. Also, signs. There are signs all around the.
Beautiful signage.
Yeah.
Stunning.
He's put a lot of effort into those signs. A lot of crafting has gone into the signs.
And a rope that she can get down to the laundry.
Yeah.
Now, how has he put that there? How has he put the rope there? He must have gone down to the laundry himself, and surely that would have exposed him.
Done it in the dark of night, hasn't he?
How did he? I mean, we don't know how he got to the apartment in the first place. Whether he posted himself like he did in
your favourite.
This way up.
We didn't have a 10-minute scene of Jody dragging a crate across the sitting room, so I can only assume they did it some other way this time.
To the detriment of the comedy.
Great memories, listeners.
So Jody's, I don't know, she's going to ring Willie. Willie understands straight away. Like, as soon as he picks up the phone, he's like, we don't hear Willie's side, but what do you imagine he's saying? He's a bell end, isn't he? Yeah. He's doing your head in, isn't he? Yeah. He stinks of Vosine, doesn't he? Is he trying to get you to go in a van? Yeah. We'll be right round. That's basically it, isn't it?
As he put whipped cream in your shoes.
The point is, ladies and gentlemen, it's a good scene. It proves Jody, actress, chops. Because all she says is yes, yes, yes in 3 different intonations, but you sort of kind of know that what Willie has said. Those things that Ben has just mentioned, and it's excellent acting, excellent writing, very economical, and it ties in with the sort of exposition at the start where they had to explain who Jody was and how we'd seen her in the series before, which they did without being too clunky or expositionary, which is something I do hate.
But it also stops it from being a bit too mean as well. So because nobody's saying anything terrible about Alf, you can kind of, nobody's slagging, well, you don't hear it, so you don't see anybody sort of having a go at him. And I think that's probably a good thing. That's quite nice. It keeps it a little bit more upbeat.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, as we're going to get into, like, Jodie's obviously put out a little bit of a call to the Tanners, and they come round to take him home. And while Jodie's out of the room, so he reposits this as it's been his decision. It's time to let her go. And it's like, oh, God, Alf's learning some lessons here. And it's after we've had that Christmas one, which is so heavy going with the moralistic stuff. This is just a simple, oh, right, yeah, I get it now. You probably won't remember it, but, it's not in the same hammering home a message, is it?
I think he'd probably had enough doing, had enough of doing all the DIY as well. He probably wanted to get out of there. Like, I've taken on too much here. There is too much signage and too much putting of braille in fruit for me to live here.
Oh dear. And also he falls on his own speed bumps twice. which is brilliant. He shouts, "Not for her, not for me!"
And there's a lovely off-camera Willie, as Willie and Kate go towards the back room. Off-camera, Willie shouts, "Look out, honey! Speed bumps!"
But, yeah, brilliant. Because he knows. Him and Alf are simpatico at this point.
He understands. He understands what has happened.
We don't see Willie without Alf, do we? And you have to wonder what that side of the... They must have missed him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's strange, really, because they spend most of every other episode just hating on him, telling him that he's awful, and now they want him back. Nah, sorry.
It's that classic spiteful relationship, innit? You only want me because you can't have me.
Yeah, yeah, it's mean.
And now you want to go in the van.
Do you think they must have a van to get him back? Because they didn't bring a crate with them, did they? There's no cardboard box with Willie and Kate.
Get in the sack.
How did they get him back then?
Get in the sack. Put him in a bin liner. That's it.
The Monarch's laundry basket.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, with Raquel's unmentionables. So
we didn't mention them.
Yeah, we did, but we have mentioned them several times, ironically. So Alf is home, and how is he celebrating?
I'm going to show you what it's like to be plunged into a world of darkness. Oh, Kate, just in time! The cat almost got my tongue!
Meet this cat.
Bad, Lucky, bad!
We'll try and hit the cat again.
No, that was it. It was a bewildering tagged scene at the end I'd completely forgotten. Yes. He tries to eat the cat, then he does a bit of Georgia on my mind.
Yeah, the cat almost got his tongue, though. That's the joke, isn't it?
That's a joke. And
It's a sort of joke.
It's a reference.
It's a reference.
As is the Georgia in my mind, because obviously he's beaten around a blind person, so he has to put on some shades and pretend to do a Ray Charles. the natural conclusion to this whole scenario. He's learnt nothing. I wonder if he even remembers Tiffany. You know, this is it. What is happening? It's like, I've just said, he's learning lessons, and then straight away, mocking the blind.
Doesn't he even have like he calls the Job Meister a nickname? Is it my little Venetian?
Yeah.
Can I say it?
My little Venetian blind.
I don't think it's meant like but I don't know how else it would be meant.
That's how it's meant. It's a clever joke. Well, it's a clever joke. It's a strange and funny joke.
It's an elf joke.
It's an elf joke.
It is, yeah.
It's a surprising joke.
Unless her family are like from Venice or something.
Well, this is it. You think at some point when she turns up, she would say, "I'm sorry I'm imposing on you. My family are out of town / dead," something. But there's no reason why. They've just abandoned me because they despise the blind. There's no reason given.
Yeah, being shy just doesn't cut it, does it, really, as an excuse for not having anyone to go and stay with? And why would you go and stay with somebody who you think is trying to pull you, go and stay with their family in their house for however many weeks? Do you know, I liked Jodie at the start of this, and now I just think she's an idiot. Mickey taker.
But still, I think Andrea Covell as Jodie's my MVP of this episode. I think Jodie's a great foil for Alf, and as Nina keeps saying, she's so patient. It's a brilliant quality that you don't see in a lot of, because patience isn't a funny thing.
No,
it's hard to do.
Yeah, she's almost as patient. Well, no, I'd say more patient than Marge Simpson.
Yeah. And again, you brought up earlier that there is definitely, and not just for the showrunners, there is a Simpsons-esqueness to a lot of Alf, isn't there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that's why I like it so much, and I think that's why it was allowed on in the house, because my dad liked it, so it had that sort of kind of adult feel to it.
Yeah, dads were in control, weren't they? Dads were always, whatever they picked went, definitely. Yeah, my dad also liked Alf. Although I tried to tell him about it recently. He's like, no, I don't remember it. I'm like, you do remember it.
You should get him on this.
I'd rather pull my own fingernails out.
Oh,
honestly.
Okay.
It's just Dad, do you remember this? No. You do. I don't. You do. That'd be what it was. It'd be 35 minutes of just conjecture. So
I'm on board with that. I'm on board. I'm in. Let's do it.
I'm in actually,
all right.
yeah.
All right, yeah. Well, no, that's fair.
Did you notice, sorry, going back to, Alf.
Oh, yeah, we're doing a podcast, aren't we?
I don't remember. Which one's Alf?
I
don't remember.
Did you notice that the apartment that Jodie moved into is exactly the same flat that she had in the first episode that she was in?
It's very similar, is it? Like at a different angle, almost.
It's exactly the same. I swear
Of course,
it is.
she's blind. She needs it just right.
Well, yeah, that's true.
We'll make some screen grabs and compare and contrast for the social media when this comes out. That's exciting. That's an exciting development.
You know, when you see, like, sometimes you see a room from a different angle. Like, they sometimes do that on Alf, don't you? And you go, oh, it's a new room, but it's clearly not. It's just they've just directed.
Yeah.
Like Willie's office.
It doesn't matter what angle it is. It's one of the most depressing sets ever. Willie's office makes me want to die.
Maybe that's why I've never wanted a job, because as a child I saw Willie's office and thought to myself, no, that's not the life for me.
I mean, it's put me off being Willie, that's for sure. But not so much having a job.
Do you think they had blind people on Melmac?
It strikes me as a sort of planet where they probably destroyed them. Anyone with imperfection straight into the volcano.
It's a really binary sort of lesson as well, isn't it? It's just like, oh, she can't see. That's it.
Yeah. Well, again, it's very much like there's two elves always. There's the old man and there's the child. And, you know, this is more the child one.
Inside you, viewers, are two elves trying to get out.
One is eating a cat. The other is also eating a cat. You get the general idea with that one. And that brings us to the end of another episode of Alf and another episode of Alf's Splaining. If people want to find you, and they should, because this has been wonderful, what would you like people to know about?
So I'm on Blue Sky now. I've moved from Twitter to Blue Sky, and that's where I do most of my gobshitery. And I'm also on a monthly podcast now called Recline in Pair with my pal Mike. It's just us chatting some nonsense about TV that we've watched. There's a bit of a beer reviews. We do local news feature as well. It's good. It is good fun. It's a gentle podcast.
This sounds excellent. Why haven't we heard of it before?
No, it sounds like us, and we need to speak to his lawyer. By which we mean we need to hire a lawyer. We need to have a lawyer, and then we'll speak to them about stealing the original podcast idea of two people speaking about something.
Oh my God, was it you guys who started that? Because you have got a lot to answer for.
Sorry, yeah.
In 1984, we were doing it on C90 cassette tape circulated amongst the ZX Spectrum community.
I mean, it was on the Oracle.
All right. Well, I think there's still a cassette tape somewhere that I think my dad's got it of me doing my own radio show. So I'd say that's probably the precursor to the
We all
podcast.
did it, and unfortunately, I still do it. but now other people can hear it at least. Up to 12 fabulous people. And on that, Alf Shell, Nina, it's been absolutely wonderful. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for staying true to Alf.
Absolutely, Alf forever.
You're part of the Shumway circle now. That's it.
The Shumway circle is not his anus.
No, he's not his anus. It's not his anus.
Bye, everybody.
Ta-ra.
See ya. Bye.
I think Alf has a point.
You're darn right. What is it?